guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be 10 ideas for handmade baby shower gifts. I have 3 to show you because my friend is expecting her second baby in March, which is really exciting. It's a baby boy, and I'm going to her baby shower next week, and so these are the items that I made for her. And then I have made tons of baby shower gifts. All my friends, ever since I turned, I want to say 21, so all my friends have had babies. Every year it seems like I'm going to a baby shower or making, gifts for, a family member or a friend. So I thought I'd share with you 7 more items that I've made in the past and gifted. I don't have them with me to show you guys because, like I said, I've already gifted them away. And so I'm going to insert pictures over here, and then I'll put a link to everything in the description bar below. So the first idea is usually what everybody kind of resorts to first, and that's clothing, because baby clothes are super adorable. So I made a little 3-piece set. All the patterns are by Brindille and Twig from Etsy. She makes my favorite patterns for babies and toddlers, and I'm going to do a separate video that I'm going to record after I'm done with this one for my top 5 favorite children and babies pattern companies. So first thing I made, and all the fabric is from Spoonflower as well, and I'll link, like I said, I'll link everything in the description. So the first thing is this hoodie. It has some moose on it. Is this not adorable? It's so cute. So it has little wrist cuffs and a band, and then, a hood. And then to go with that, I made this onesie. And then these little leggings. So isn't that cute? Like, look how cute this outfit is going to be. Sorry, I'm like covering my face like this. And then with the hoodie, I think is going to be adorable. So I have to admit, this is probably one of my favorite onesies I've made. I don't know, just like the coloring, the color scheme of it, it just looks so good. I don't know. Okay, anyways, moving on. So that is idea number 1. Oh, and also with clothing. So if your friend is expecting a baby girl, do not go insane making clothing. Or, go insane if you want. I guess, it's your gifts. But they are going to be overloaded with baby clothes, and I know this from experience because all my friends that have had girl babies receive, I want to say, like 10 times more clothes than those who are having boys. Especially if you're in a group of girls, and then that first friend that gets pregnant, right, in your group, and she has a girl, everyone is gonna lose their minds. They are going to buy every cute little outfit that they've finds, and yeah, she'll have plenty of options, trust me. If your friend's gonna have a boy, I would, probably buy more clothing than you would, just because they don't receive a whole lot of clothing. I know that sounds kind of strange, but from my experience, that has always been the case. Okay, idea number 2 is, okay, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm really proud of myself because this is my first time making one, and that is a baby quilt. So look, I made this. I can't believe I made this. I've never made a quilt before, and yeah, I'm so proud of myself. It's not perfect, but I mean, it looks pretty close to being perfect. So let me stand up. This is called an Irish chain quilt. So I think these are like the chains right here. And then so I used a gray fabric with white triangles, and then a navy binding and a navy backing, and then, just white right here. All the fabric that I purchased for this was from Joann, and they had 30% off a quilting sale, like off all like quilting material. So like tools and notions and fabrics and batting, everything was 30% off, and I'm just like, the timing cannot be more perfect. So that was great. This took me a little over a week to do. And I mean, if you're someone who's sewn a quilt, it's probably, you could probably make it faster, but it was a lot of prep work. So I washed all my fabrics and then ironed them all and then starched them. So Joann has this stuff called quilter's starch. which is really nice because I pre-wash all my fabrics because I have this fear of making something and then it shrinking in the wash, you know, the first time. I didn't want that to happen. So I washed everything because when I washed it, it softened it up, which made it hard to get like, you know, nice straight of a line as I could. So I went and bought some quilter starch, starched the fabric, and then that made it stiffer, which made it easier to sew and create, you know, nice clean lines. And then, so that was like the first day or two, was just prepping the fabric. And then I had to cut the fabric into strips and then sew the strips together and then cut those strips into squares and then sew those squares together to just sew into another strip and sew it into, you know, a big square. So, yeah, I thought I was crazy when I was making this. I was just like, what am I doing? All I'm doing is just cutting the fabric to sew it together, to just cut it again, to just sew it back together again. I was like, I'm losing my mind. I literally thought I was going crazy. And it was funny because when I showed my husband my finished product, he was so surprised and he's like, that looks so great. And he told me, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of doubted you a little bit because I had no idea what you were doing. You just kept sewing things together and cutting them apart again. And I was like, you know, no offense taken, because I didn't know what, like, you know, what my end result was. I just thought I was going crazy. Okay, anyways, enough about, you know, that whole experience. The pattern is from Craftsy. It was $5. Pretty easy to follow. The instructions, they were good, but I noticed that I had to kind of break it down. So instead of like, and I think this is just my personality, where I like things organized and kind of like, you know, in sequential order with numbers. So like, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this. The pattern was just kind of like, it just explained to you like how someone would explain to you. So like a conversation kind of, just like a paragraph and not like step by step. So I found myself having to kind of, you know, break it down a little bit, and then I did have to read the instructions out loud a few times to kind of understand exactly what it was telling me to do. And I think that's just because, you know, me visually, like, just seeing that big, like, it's like a word problem, you know, in school. So that's just me. That's nothing to do with the pattern, but if you're someone who is kind of like, you know, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, like I am, the pattern is still really good. You would probably just want to, you know, break it down step by step to make it easier for you, like I did. So, okay. Enough, I don't know enough about the quilt yet. I love the quilt. I'm so proud of myself. So quilts are great. A lot of love goes into making a quilt, you guys. And I think that's what makes them so great. And it's kind of like an heirloom item, so it's something that they can keep, you know, for years and hopefully keep for their entire life, and look back on it, you know, and love it. Okay, item number 3 is a memory box. So I made tons of these, and the first time I made one, excuse me, I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. Okay, so my first time I made one was for Haley, which is my friend's other child. She was her first baby. So I went crazy and made tons of clothes, which I just warned you not to do, but I made them, and it was a lot of fun. It was a fun project. That's actually the project that kicked my my sewing, you know, back up from when I, you know, quit when I left high school. But anyways, so I made her a box that I put all the clothing in because I thought that she could use that box as a memory box later, and she actually told me that that's what she uses it for. Like when she got it, she was like, oh, I love the box, I'm gonna use it as a memory box. I'm like, that was my plan. So the plan, you know, came to life. So these are really great. So this is Alex's, that's his name. So these are craft boxes from Hobby Lobby, and then wood letters also from Hobby Lobby that I Mod Podged with scrapbook paper. That surprise. Also bought a Hobby Lobby. And then I just hot glued them onto the box. So these boxes are great. And if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, go in store and buy them because you can buy them separately. And what I mean by that is you can also get these online, right? These boxes on the Hobby Lobby website. But they are called nesting boxes. So what that means is, you know, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just a bunch of different size boxes that just sit inside each other. And you have to buy the whole set. And I want to say 10, maybe 10 at most, different boxes that sit inside each other. And you have to buy the whole set if you buy it online, which is $70, which is insane, especially if you're only going to use one box. Why would you want to buy the other 9 boxes, right? So if you go in store, you can buy them separately. So this is the second to largest size, and it was only 10 bucks. And Hobby Lobby has a coupon all the time on their website for 40% off one item. So, I mean, that will save you tons of money if you want to, you know, get this box. So yeah, go in store if you can, buy them separately. I mean, if you want 10 different sizes of these, then they have them on the website, but they're pretty expensive for what they are. So my suggestion, go in store and buy them separately. Okay, so those were the 3 things that I'm giving to my friend for her baby shower, and then I have a list of 7 other items that I've either made or that I think are going to be really great ideas for gifts. So the first one are swaddle blankets. See Kate Sew. If you have not been to her blog, you guys should go check it out. I love her blog. Like, her photography is beautiful. I love her children and like baby tutorials. Those are really great. She also does, you know, women's patterns and tutorials as well. But I really find her blog really inspirational for, you know, the little ones. So she has a tutorial on there for gauze swaddle blankets that have pom-pom trim around it. And it is adorable. I know a couple years ago, and I don't know if they're still really popular, but it was a brand called Aiden and Anai, where they're muslin. I think they were muslin blankets, swaddle blankets that were really popular all around, you know, YouTube and Instagram and just, you know, the online community in general. And I thought about getting one of those for a friend, but they were pretty expensive. They were like $40 for a set of 3. And at the time, I was just like, that's kind of steep. I don't make a whole lot of money, and I'm like, I love you, but I can't afford, you know, this. So I didn't, you know, I obviously didn't get those for her. So I just ended up getting something cheaper off her registry. But anyway, so these swaddle blankets, you know, 40 bucks for 3 blankets is kind of crazy when you can buy so much material for $40, and you can make them, customize them, make them any type of color. You can put pom-pom trim on them. Possibilities are endless, and you can gift them a bunch, you know, for that amount. Or even if you don't want to spend 40 bucks on them, you know, buy some fabric and then, you know, make a blanket. And I mean, they're going to be well received, I guarantee it. Next are pacifier clips. So my friend told me that she really likes pacifier clips because when she first had Oliver, that was her first kid. So when she first had Oliver, he had a habit of spitting out his pacifier, you know, when they were out, like, running errands and stuff. And so she would, like, you know, pick these pacifiers off the ground and then would catch herself not having wipes sometimes, you know, to sanitize them or to wipe them off. So unfortunately, he would have to go the rest of the time without a pacifier. Or she would, you know, end up carrying, like, 5 different pacifiers with her because he just kept spitting them out, right? And, you know, and losing them as well if she couldn't find it in time. And so, I made some pacifier clips for her, and she loves them because you just take them, clip them to the baby's, you know, onesie or whatever, and when they spit them out, it's still attached to them, so you don't have to hunt around and look for it. You don't have to worry about it hitting the ground and getting dirty. You can just pop it right back in, and, you know, everything's good to go. So my favorite tutorial for pacifier clips is by Dana from Made Every Day. Really in-depth tutorial, great pictures. She explains it very well, and they're pretty quick makes, and they're great gifts. Also from Dana, she makes burp cloths, which I think are really great gifts. I have not made these yet or gifted them, but I think that they are going to be a great gift because babies are messy. They spit up a lot. I've literally been there, you know, after my friend has, like, you know, fed a baby. She was, like, you know, patting his back and then just all over her. Even got on her neck. Probably TMI, but anyways, yeah, birth cloths I think would be great gifts. And her blog post and tutorial on that I really enjoy reading. Because she said when she had an Etsy store, these were her best sellers. So she has a good story behind it, and they're simple to make. They look really easy to make, quick and useful. Useful is kind of the key term when gifting baby shower gifts because you want them to be useful. Okay, next our car seat cover. I actually, never would have thought that this would be, a great gift until my friend, the one that I'm going to her baby shower, she asked me to make her a car seat cover because she couldn't find one that she liked. And so I made that for her and she loved it. And car seat covers are kind of, I don't know if they're becoming a big thing or I'm just kind of noticing them now because, I was on the hunt for a pattern. But the pattern that I use is from Etsy. It's by Elizabeth Wyatt. And again, I'll put everything in the description box below. Really great pattern, has a lot of different options, easy to follow. Can't say enough good things about that pattern. Okay, where am I? Okay, number 7 are bibs. My favorite tutorial and pattern for this is by Made by Ray. So not made every day, Made by Ray. 2 different ones. The reason why I like this one is, so this one, it has little snaps on it so you can fold it up and create a pocket at the bottom of the bib, which is great. So you could snap it up to create a pocket so all the food that the baby or the toddler drops, it drops into the pocket instead of getting all over the floor and all over the tray table or all over the table depending on where they're eating. And then you can just take the bib off and then just pop it open over a trash can, and then all the food will go in the trash can, which makes it easier to clean. And then you can just toss them in the washer and wash them, or if you want to make them out of like a laminate fabric, you can just wipe it off with a Lysol wipe. Makes cleanup super easy. Next is a nursing cover. So I made this for my friend Delilah, and I actually made this for her because she got one of those nursing covers, off of her registry from a friend. And at the time, she thought it was really great, but she kind of felt uncomfortable using it out in public, and this is why. So a lot of the nursing covers, at least older ones, they're kind of just basically an apron, right? It's just like a piece of fabric with like, a loop to wrap over your head, and then you just kind of put it over, and then, you have your baby underneath it. But the problem with that is there's no fabric on the side, so she felt kind of exposed on the side, and then, it doesn't cover her back. So when she was like, lifting her shirt, her back would be exposed, and she didn't really find it comfortable to use that in public. So I found a tutorial. It's DIY Danielle here on YouTube. Really great tutorial and super, even if you guys have never sewn before, this would be a great gift for you to make for her, because all it is one piece of fabric that you fold in half and then you sew up one seam, to kind of create like a neck hole out of that, and that's it. And it makes it into a poncho. So literally, one strip of fabric, one seam, that's it. Super practical, easy to make, fast to make, and she's gonna be more comfortable because what it is, it creates kind of like a poncho. So it's nice and big, it covers her back, it covers the side, there's more privacy, and she's gonna be more comfortable. Those are so much better than the ones that just look like aprons. It offers more privacy, and I think that is a great idea for your friend, especially if she's a first-time mom too. I think it's going to make her more comfortable out in public breastfeeding. Alright, the last thing is a wall organizer by Abby from So Much Ado. I love this idea because it's something that they can use for a very long time. So I was thinking you can make this wall organizer, and in the beginning stages it can be great for babies because like if your friend has like a changing station with a changing table, and the changing table doesn't have drawers, she could hang it on the wall, and then in the pocket she could put like diapers and wipes and any creams, anything that she's gonna need to change her baby. And then once that stage is over, that can be used in a nursery still to hold things like clothing, if you want to like set out their clothes. Probably won't be maybe till when they're older, when they're starting school or daycare. So it can be used for that, or it can be used to hold like books and toys. Just really great. And it's something that can just continue to be used. So it's not something that you're giving to them that they can only use in a short amount of time. They can use it, like a quilt for the rest of the, child's life. I mean, maybe not their entire life, but, their childhood, basically. So those are the 10 ideas that I think would be great for handmade baby shower gifts. Now also I just kind of want to, you know, touch on something real quick, and that is handmade gifts are great. They're well received, they're well loved, and they're, you know, they're cherished, you know, pretty much forever, because this is a very special time, you know, in your or your friend's life, whoever you're giving these gifts to. But also, I want to say something, and that is, get something off of their registry, you know, as well. So what I like to do is I like to, you know, make them a gift and then buy them something off of their registry that they're going to need, something that's very practical that, like I said, they need. So the last couple of times, I've gotten like bottle sanitizers that you, it's a sanitizer, you put all your bottles in it and then you throw it in a microwave. My friends have really loved those, they've used those a lot. And then I also like to, if you have a little bit more extra funds, you know, get something for your friend. Because I know, like, from seeing my friends go through this, and especially when they were first-time moms and, you know, young first-time moms, they kind of put all their focus on things that they need to take care of the baby, to keep that baby alive, to make sure that baby's healthy, but they kind of forget about themselves. So I like to give them something specifically for them, so something that they're going to need as a mom. So whether that be like, you know, personal care items such as like, you know, nursing pads or like nipple creams for friends that are going to be breastfeeding. I know that's kind of TMI, but that's stuff that they would need. What else? And then something, you know, for them, like, being a mom is very hard. And I understand that because, you know, I've seen my mom be a mom and all the trouble I've given her, and I've seen, you know, my friends, you know, having this newborn infant. It's draining. So I kind of like to give them something like that's just a day for them. So whether that be like a massage, so when they feel a little overwhelmed, I did this for my friend, and she called me one day and she's like, because her husband, you know, he was deployed, so it was just her. And she was like, Megan, can you come over and watch, you know, my kid for me for a little bit? I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, and I would like to go use that massage that you gave me. And I was like, yeah, no problem. So I just came over, you know, the baby had already been taken care of. He was already sleeping. So I just kind of had to, you know, sit there for like, I want to say it was an hour and a half while he was napping. And I literally just sat there and just made sure, you know, he was okay. And then she went off and just, you know, got the massage and was able to refresh and came back and just felt more like really restored. So if you guys can give her something that, can, you know, refresh her, I think she would really enjoy that, and especially if it's not something that she's expecting or something that she thought of. So yeah, if you guys are mothers, what do you wish someone would have gotten you? You know, let's start a dialogue. You know, I really like talking to you guys, and yeah, so let me know what gifts you have made, if there are any gifts that you think should have been on this list that weren't, and then what was your favorite handmade thing that you've received, if you have, and then what was something that you wish you received, or any other advice for giving gifts, because I understand this is like, you know, it's a big time in your life, and especially if you're, like I said, in a group of friends and you've never had a baby and your friend is the first one to have a baby, you're not sure, you know, what to give them. It can be kind of overwhelming, right? So yeah, and then stay tuned. I think Tuesday I'm going to put up a video of my top 5 children and baby patterns companies, not just the patterns, but the people that make the patterns. All right, I'll be seeing you guys around. Thanks for coming. Bye.